Okay, I get it. You're probably asking yourself, I thought he was done with this turntable by now. Well, a couple of things that have been driving me crazy that I want to fix. And like everything in vinyl and the audio community, there's a lot of OCD, and I'm sure I suffer from it. But I'm going to pull off one of the feet off this Pioneer PL-300. You'll show why it's driving me crazy. I communicated a couple of weeks ago with a nice gentleman on eBay and looked into some aftermarket replacement parts. He told me to give him some time, which I did, and I got a nice note from him. They came back into stock, so ordered them up. They came today, and we're gonna dive into this mess and get this thing maybe going even better than it already is. Stay tuned. Just took the first foot off. You can see that's about 45 or 46-year-old rubber, and it is completely decimated. This rubber boot is supposed to go over this spring, and you may ask yourself, well, you've got the springs, that should be fine. It's not, and let me tell you why. The springs are designed to more or less absorb mechanical or moved energy. The rubber is designed to transfer that energy into heat. That's what a damper does. And a spring alone is not a damper, but a spring combined with rubber makes for an excellent damper. Trust me, I did some research. This makes a heck of a lot of sense. You see it in a lot of automobile designs. And interestingly enough, I researched CV boots, constant velocity boots in an automobile, and rubber does not work as a damper in that situation. It just works to keep grease on the joints, and if you get a leak in, let's say that's the CV boot, you get a leak, you're going to lose grease. But on this situation, you're going to lose dampening. Let me show you why that's also important, and we'll look at this machine. You've got separate sub-platters, one for the tone arm, one for the motor. Without dampening, you're causing this space, and we don't want that. We want these fairly close, and we want them rigid. So that's what we're gonna do with these parts, and let's see if we can succeed. I'm not gonna bore you. I'm just gonna do one. We'll take a look at it, and then we'll move on to the next little project. What a nice little touch. We got here, along with the replacement boots, a complimentary 45 adapter and an overhang gauge. I thought that was awfully nice of the gentleman. Again, this is not an endorsement in any way. I paid for this myself. It's not a paid endorsement, but I thought that was just awfully nice of him and a nice little touch. And here we have the rubber. 4 replacement dampers, and we've got a list here of all the ones that it fits, including the PL-300 and the PL-300X, and all these other machines made in 1979 to 1980. We're going to follow these instructions, very simple, very straightforward, and let's see if we can get some dampening on this thing. That's exactly what we want. We've got the boot over the spring, we've got the boot and spring assembly over the screw, and then the foot down beneath. Now keep in mind, when we put this on the bottom and tighten that screw, this is going to come down a little bit. It's probably not going to come flush with the foot, but it's going to provide significant dampening and do what it's supposed to do, unlike the rotted out rubber. So let's do the rest of them. What a mess. What an absolute mess. This is what's left of the old boots. And these are the nice shiny new ones that we're going to put on. That's what happens to rubber over 45 years. Just decimated. Like I said, just like your CV boots on a car, these things are cooked and provided no dampening. So we're going to pop these babies on, we're going to get some dampening, move on to the next project. Really, really happy with how this came out. And just to give you a little quick demo, I don't know, we're gonna try to, this thing is rock solid. This is what we want. That's exactly what we want. And we've got a good suspension. So now that that's done, we're going to move on to the next project. And my wow and flutter and RPMs have been a little off. The speed is a little fast. The wow and flutter is good, but it could be better. So what we've done here is, this is our original platter underneath here, which I have marked platter number 2. I have a parts platter, which I'm calling platter number 1. We're going to run some tests using the accelerometer on the phone and a couple of apps, and we'll see which one is more accurate. I know this is a little OCD, but to get this thing just right, I'm going to put it on top of this masking tape so the phone is right in the middle above the spindle. Alright, so we're going to test platter number 2 first, see what we get. Now, as you can see, we're going to try a test, same test on platter 1. Put our mat on, put our masking tape roll, let's see what we get. And the winning platter is platter 2, which is the original one, by a slight margin on wow and flutter. Interesting, the speed test was practically identical, but you can see in the numbers, slight improvement with our original. So the winner is platter 2. I'll hold on to platter 1 and maybe do some crazy things to it, grind it down, or put some, maybe some sound deadening on the inside, keep it from ringing. But what a fun little project, and we've got a really, really nice running Pioneer PL-300. Hope you enjoyed this video. That wraps up another one, and take care for